welcome to this rapid-fire explainer. Today, we're breaking down the exact rules governing those incredibly powerful Pokémon Prism Star cards. You know the ones? If you want to master your deck and literally dominate your local meta, you absolutely need to know how these unique, game-altering cards operate, right? And you gotta know it before you even shuffle up to play. So let's just dive right into what a Prism Star card actually is. Basically, these cards offer massive, immense power. We're talking abilities or attacks that can swing the momentum of an entire match in just a single turn. But you'll see a specific Prism Star symbol on them, and honestly, that symbol is essentially a giant warning label. It tells both you and your opponent, hey, use this power wisely, because it comes with some very strict, completely uncompromising conditions.
And there are exactly two core restrictions you really have to navigate here: a deck building limit and the discard or lost zone mechanic.
Let's look at that first one, deck building, specifically the one copy limit. Okay, so the crucial point here is super explicit. The rule states you can only have one copy of each differently named Prism Star card in your deck. Notice those words specifically, differently named. You can't just throw in 4 copies of your favorite Prism Star attacker to guarantee you draw it by turn 2. No way. This totally dictates the exact composition of your strategy before the game even starts. It essentially forces you to rely on search cards or just raw card draw to find your heavy hitter.
Yeah, that number 1, it represents absolute finality. You literally cannot stack multiple copies of the exact same Prism Star card to artificially bump up your chances of drawing it. It's a hard limit, and it forces you to choose your arsenal incredibly carefully, making every single Prism Star inclusion a highly deliberate choice. Think about it. If it ends up in your prize cards right at the start of the game, or if you're forced to discard your hand early on, well, that one single copy was your only shot.
All right, moving on to rule number 2, we get into actual gameplay and the dreaded lost zone.
So here is the ultimate catch once you're actually playing. When standard cards are defeated or, their effects are used up, they head straight to the discard pile. Normal stuff, right? And from there, you might have some clever ways to retrieve them, like items, supporters, or abilities that pull them right back into your hand or deck. But Prism Star cards, they bypass that entirely. Instead, they're sent straight into the lost zone. It's a completely different trajectory and honestly a fundamental shift in how you have to manage your resources. Looking at the direct quote from the official rules, it leaves absolutely no room for misinterpretation. It says, if a Prism Star card would go to the discard pile, you put it in the lost zone instead. So yeah, it is a one-way trip, folks. Once that card has served its purpose, or gets knocked out by your opponent, or even if it just gets discarded from your hand, you lose access to it for the rest of the game, period. There are no rescue stretchers, no recovery items. It's just gone.
Which leaves us with this final thought to ponder for your next match. With restrictions this tight, how will you use their power? Knowing you only get one single copy to build with, and knowing it disappears into the void of the lost zone forever once it's done, you've really got to strategize. You have to time your play perfectly to make sure it actually secures you the win before it vanishes. The stakes are undeniably high for sure, but the rewards, absolutely game-changing. Thanks for joining this explainer, and hey, good luck building your next